Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. I've talked about the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte, in multiple videos, and its first 2 episodes premiered today, June 4th, 2024. Created by Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslye Headland, a few critics have been allowed to watch the first 4 episodes of the series in order to review them. And a few have shed light on 2 things that most longtime fans of the franchise are probably going to find very disturbing. But before proceeding, I'd like to ask everyone to please like this video, please share the video on social media, please subscribe to support this channel, and please press the bell to receive notifications. Thanks! Without violating the NDA that he obviously had to sign, on his account on X, critic Alan Ng from Film Threat shared 2 critical pieces of information from the 3rd and 4th episodes of The Acolyte. While he acknowledged that the first 2 episodes weren't that bad, he also says that the 3rd episode is very bad. Why? In the 3rd episode, which won't premiere on the Disney Plus streaming service until next week, a character in the show says, quote, "The Force is female," unquote. So if you have ever wanted to have a confirmation that the Acolyte is going to be very destructive to what's left of the Star Wars franchise, that statement was something that Kathleen Kennedy had once worn emblazoned on a t-shirt, and now it would appear to have fully come to pass in the franchise itself. Now, while I cannot say whether this statement from the 3rd episode of The Acolyte will mean that the Force itself is no longer going to be a mystical force of energy that's created by all living things, as it was described by the character of Obi-Wan Kenobi to Luke Skywalker in George Lucas's original 1977 movie, Star Wars IV: A New Hope, it does strongly suggest that Lucasfilm may be retconning the Force itself by making it purely female and, presumably, only originating from female forms of life.
Yes.
Now, I don't actually know that for a fact, but that's what that statement implies and would totally upend everything about the Force itself, which wouldn't shock me if that's the case, because Alan Ng, after watching all 4 episodes, wrote on X that he just wanted to curl up in a ball and cry. Now, does that sound good to you? Last year, I fully accepted that the Star Wars franchise is dead, and I had talked about it in a video that I had released at the time. But now, there may be a lot more people who in recent years may have tried to hang onto their love of the franchise even after all of the damage that Kathleen Kennedy and her goons have done to it, who may finally now have to come to terms with the fact that the franchise is indeed dead. And I can totally empathize with anyone who may now be coming to that unfortunate reality, because I had to accept that myself, and I don't think that it's easy for anyone to accept that something that they have personally loved for their entire lives has effectively been destroyed by people who are only interested in co-opting the franchise to push their radical feminist and woke identity politics agendas. This is all Disney and Lucasfilm have been doing for years now, and what Alan Ng wrote on X isn't the only piece of evidence, because it was just last week when Kathleen Kennedy herself preemptively attacked all male fans of the Star Wars franchise before the premiere of The Acolyte, as I had talked about in a video that I had released last week. And that attack was clearly intended to be a preemptive strike against anyone who is going to be upset with what Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslye Headland, has put into the Acolyte series. But Alan Ng also shared something about the 4th episode on X, which is also probably going to cause even more damage to what's left of the Star Wars franchise and its fandom. The 4th episode apparently includes a lecture on pronoun usage, which I suspect will be about as popular as what recently occurred in Doctor Who with Jinx Monsoon and one of the specials that was released in 2023. Doctor Who has lost millions of viewers, as hardly anyone is now watching that series as compared with a decade ago. And as I said in one of my first videos about The Acolyte, I have strongly suspected that its viewership numbers won't even approach how low they were for the Ahsoka series that premiered last year. There's only so much that people are willing to tolerate, but I do believe that Alan Ng has essentially confirmed everyone's worst fears about how cringy and destructive The Acolyte is going to be to what's left of the Star Wars franchise. While I'm not exactly sure how much of the Star Wars fandom actually remains intact as of the time that I am recording this video, I suspect that it's going to be a lot smaller after The Acolyte.
Yes.
Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.